Uganda has been growing bananas for hundreds of years. However, we've not been able to optimize the benefits or the value that a banana plant actually delivers, from the fruit to the stem. Now, our entrepreneur this week is helping us understand how valuable a banana plant can be.
So I always encourage entrepreneurs and businesses that you don't have to look at the input the same way anymore. So let's take banana, for example. You have a stem that produces fruit. You eat the fruit, you have the leaves for your cooking, but that stem was just something that was just cut and left to rot in the farmer's garden. So when banana fiber processing came around, we not only saw it as a way to extract fiber, you can extract the liquid from the stem to make banana fertilizer, you can use the waste products to make banana fiber papers, and then the actual fibers themselves can be made into crafts and very many different products that the world market is demanding for. So what's really fun is when you can come up with fun and creative ways to use waste. Now, with the banana fiber waste, you're making paper, you're making bags, you're making boxes, you're making them into gift boxes that can be used at different holidays, whether they be the shape of a heart, the shape of a Christmas tree. That's what's really exciting, because when you get to be creative like we can here, the sky is the limit, honestly. We are a 30-year-old fruit processing business. I've been excited to be a part of this business for the last 11 years. We started out as a Mubisi company making banana juice, so we're really known as being banana experts. And when I came along, we were asked to do dried fruit. So we started almost 10 years ago doing all natural dried fruit. We do mango, pineapple, banana, watermelon, jackfruit, anything that you can dry, we can process here. So what excited me most about Uganda was I just saw tremendous opportunity between the entrepreneurs, the amazing fruits and vegetables that we have here, the beautiful weather. I just figured this was the makings of a great business growth opportunity. So when I found Jacana Foods, it was a match for me. And I saw that there were so many different opportunities that I could be a part of. So I think the major thing that we've done to stay around these 30 years is constantly look at the ever-changing demand of the market opportunities. So when a new product comes along and I can pivot our expertise from perhaps one product line to another, for example, we're banana experts, so we started in juice, we moved to banana dried fruit, now we are a banana fiber processing expert as well. So you always have to look in business to see what are the trends, what's emerging, how can you use your current expertise, and how will that help you to grow your business. We do over 25 different specialty food markets every month, from Mbale to Arua to Fort Portal, and then right here in Kampala. And by doing that, we're able to create jobs, we're able to keep other businesses alive, and we're able to find a solution for those that are looking for those international products that they can't find elsewhere. I wanted to be able to go for 100% circular economy, especially when it comes to our fruit waste. So two things that we do. Everything that we process inside of our factory, all of the waste, comes out here to our organic urban farm and goes into our compost pile. After a few months, it's then put into these beds and it's our natural fertilization. Now, if there's anything that's a seed, for example, mango or jackfruit, what we do is we throw those seeds into a heap and they start to grow trees. And then every Earth Day and every World Environment Day, we're able to give out thousands of tree starters to our farmers so that they continue to grow the varieties of plants that we want. Then with our regular production waste and non-production waste, we also do not allow any materials to come into our compound that I can't either recycle, reuse, or throw into our compost. So we've really worked with our supply chain to ensure that they are also being sustainable for the environment so that we can be as well. When it comes to banana fibers, as I had said earlier, when you're looking at a banana stem and you've got a waste of a stem, it just falls in the garden and composts. But when you just have scraps of banana fibers left over from your other projects, we actually use it as mulch here in our garden to keep down our weeds, to limit our water consumption, and to be able to have healthier plants. So recently, Jacana Foods was awarded the opportunity to be only one of 2 companies in all of Uganda to now be testing biodegradable plastic packaging. So with the Uganda Biodiversity Fund, we're very excited about this opportunity, because if we can continue to put our products into packaging that customers can then biodegrade into their gardens directly, then of course we're going to be contributing to the cleanliness and sustainability of this country.
Now, on this show, we are committed to sharing with you ideas on how you can actually make money. Now, think about an option, a business option, of actually supplying power to a community where you stay. We're teaching you how you can do this.
For the people who are in the villages and you want to start a business of solar, you can start with solar panels, the batteries, inverters, charge controllers. Those are the main things required in the village. Because in addition to that, they're just small wiring and other things. When you want to start this system, the business, you must know what you are going to deal with them first. You must know that what size of the solar panel you need, what battery size you need, what is the capacity of the inverter you need. I can assure you right now that when I have, for example, a panel like this one, which is 350 watts, and I have these panels, like 10 of them. In 10 panels, I will need to calculate, and I know that which size of the battery I need. That one around 4 batteries or 6 batteries, which I will put in this panel of 10 panels. Now, after putting this 10 panels, we need an equivalent of the inverter. An inverter will help us to divert the power, which is going to supply you over 50 to 60 lights. Now, if you consider 50 to 60 lights, this is about 4 homes or 5 homes. It's quite a huge amount of power. So you find that if you invest your money buying this solar panel, you will not lose anything. Instead, you'll reduce on, if you are using electricity, you'll reduce on the bill almost 50% of it. You're getting? So you find that if you put 200 ampere hour, 4 of them or 6 of them with an hybrid inverter, like let me say around 2000 VA, you're able to light more than 60 lights. Like 100 watts panel can go with 70 amps AH battery. It will go for you around almost 8 hours or 10 hours. If you want like a bigger battery, which is 200 ampere hour, there we always say you need like a maximum or minimum of 300 watts solar panel to charge this battery. And once this battery is fully charged, it will again divert this power into the electric power which you are going to use at home. That's the main part of the solar. So you must have, like, if for example you have a 300 watt solar panel, you have to give it one battery of 200 AH plus a controller, either of 30 amps. You can give it an inverter, but inverter will determine what you are going to use in the what? At home. You get the point? That is, it's a note. What are you going to have? What you cannot just design like you don't know what you want to run. You first have to know what you are going to run on solar before you design it. It is quite cheaper, not very expensive. So when we talk about in terms of the costing, they are quite friendly. They are quite friendly. They are durable, long-lasting, and above all, it does a lot of things. You can watch your TV, you can watch your you can listen to the radios, you can have a fridge, you can use it for ironing, you can use it for water pumping. That is general in farming. You understand? In a place like urban areas, like rural areas, where there is no electricity, that one, I'm assuring you 100%, you will not regret when you invest in solar. you will find all your product, all your machines running on solar. Once you get a proper design for it.
Now, climate change and the problems associated with it have taught us how best we can recycle some of the things we use in our day-to-day life. In our segment today, we bring you a story of entrepreneurs that have successfully managed to recycle glass into other uses or purposes.
This is a company that we started in lockdown with a group of 7 young girls. The fact that in lockdown very many schools were closed off, we didn't want these girls to go idle. So we came up with something. It was me and my business partner. As we started, it was really challenging because we had to train from scratch. We would recycle glasses, glass bottles. We used to move around streets looking for empty bottles from bars. The few bottles we collected, we began by training these 7 girls that we got so that they are busy and they can begin up their small businesses, because none of us really knew how long the pandemic would go. So when we started with these young girls, we taught them, as we were also learning. We had never done any glass art before. I personally am a professional industrial artist and my business partner. So we were like, we needed something that is more artistic, that would not be boring, that would make everyone get involved and be interested. So we started with a few glass bottles, and we used to move around to look for business with them. By then we didn't have any machine, so we used to cut sand at the glasses. We used to do all that by hand. Everything was manual. It was not easy, but over time everyone fell in love with it. I'm an artist and I have another group of artists around. We invent these shapes and sizes. We ended up also beginning to make glass beads. We ended up going from cold glass, which is glass cutting, the normal drinking glasses, the bowls, the flower vases and all that, to the hot glass. That's pounding the glass to powder, melting it and coming up with different shapes of glass beads, glass jewelry. But our biggest clients right now are different hotels. Hotels give us orders. Some of them transport their bottles to our workshop, and then we work on their orders and we transport them back. So far, the biggest achievement we've achieved is we managed to purchase a sanding machine, so we don't do everything manually like before. It was more hectic and tiresome. Now, us, Glass Girls Uganda, have come up with this new idea. In other words, this glass we recycle is more trustworthy than the imported glass everyone trusts. But then the sensitization is still going on because it's a challenge to us. Sometimes we go out there marketing and people are going to tell you, how do I trust that there are no small particles in it? Because I trust this glass better. So you have to sensitize them, you have to assure them. But then first and foremost, before we put a glass on the shelf, or before we put a glass on markets, we first test it. Each glass. Here as workers, we use our own glasses for our tea, our drinking. So we first test a glass before we put it out there. Now, our glasses here are very thick. They are made thick. The reason why they are more durable and more better is because their body is made for exportation. This idea of glass recycling has helped us to conserve the environment.
That's all we've had for you on this week's edition of Money and Market. Thank you for being part of the show. Now, from me and team, we'd like to wish you a very good evening, but we'd like to keep the conversation going. So on the addresses on your screen, please give us your feedback, your questions, comments, and suggestions. I've been your host, Charles Borge. Now, for me and team, we'd like to wish you a very good evening, and God bless you.